Absolutely. Here's part 3 of the fictional story. Howie Mandel erupts on Good Morning America after heated confrontation with Michael Strahan. Approximately 1,500 words. Part 3. The fallout and media frenzy. The morning after the broadcast, the world of entertainment woke up to chaos. What had begun as a routine promotional interview turned into one of the most talked about moments in Good Morning America's recent history. Viewers, fans, and industry insiders were all asking the same question: what really happened between Howie Mandel and Michael Strahan? Clips go viral overnight. Within hours of the segment airing, clips from the tense exchange flooded the internet. A 15-second video, showing Mandel leaning forward, pointing at Strahan, and then abruptly removing his microphone, had already garnered millions of views by noon. The clip, reposted by countless fan accounts, carried captions like, "Howie Mandel loses it live on air," and "Strahan vs. Mandel. The comedy clash." Memes quickly followed, depicting the two in mock boxing posters and exaggerated comic panels. TikTok users created dramatic reenactments, and Twitter, now X, trended with hashtags like #MandelMeltdown and #StrahanShowdown. The short but heated confrontation had clearly struck a nerve in pop culture. Behind-the-scenes confusion. Inside ABC's Manhattan studio, confusion reigned after Mandel stormed off set. Crew members described the atmosphere as electric and stunned. According to one staffer, no one saw it coming. Howie was joking seconds before, then suddenly, the energy flipped. It went from playful to intense in an instant. Producers reportedly huddled with Strahan immediately after the commercial break, asking if he wanted to continue the segment or move to a lighter topic. Strahan, ever the professional, insisted on finishing the show as scheduled. "Let's keep going," he said, maintaining a calm but visibly frustrated tone. Meanwhile, Mandel was escorted out through a side exit. Witnesses claimed he exchanged heated words with his team before getting into a waiting SUV. He looked upset, one witness recalled. Not angry in a destructive way, more like disappointed. The public split reaction. As news outlets picked up the story, public opinion quickly divided. Some fans sympathized with Mandel, arguing that he had simply been pushed too far. Others criticized him for losing composure on live television. "He just said what a lot of people think about comedy today," one viewer posted online. Strahan tried to make it political, and Howie wasn't having it. Another commenter countered, "Walking off was childish. Michael was just doing his job. If you can't handle tough questions, don't go on live TV." By the afternoon, entertainment sites like ET Online, Radar, and Pop Culture Now had published competing accounts of the incident, each offering slightly different details about what was said off camera. Good Morning America responds. Faced with mounting speculation, Good Morning America released an official statement later that day. This morning's interview with Howie Mandel took an unexpected turn. "We appreciate Howie's time and passion for the topics discussed. Both parties have spoken privately, and we look forward to future collaborations." However, insiders suggested that no such conversation had occurred at the time the statement was released. According to a producer, that was PR damage control. They needed to calm the storm before the next day's show. Mandel's representatives offered a separate, more pointed statement. Howie believes in open discussion and the importance of honesty in entertainment. He stands by his comments and wishes everyone well at Good Morning America. The contrast in tone between the two statements only fueled speculation that the rift was far from healed. Michael Strahan addresses the moment. 2 days later, Michael Strahan broke his silence during a segment on Good Morning America. Without naming Mandel directly, he addressed the situation in a measured tone. "Sometimes conversations get passionate. That's okay. We're all human, and that's part of having real dialogue on this show. I've got respect for everyone who sits in that chair, even when we don't see eye to eye." Viewers applauded his professionalism, but his calm delivery did little to quiet the online debate. Many noted his subtle choice of words, respect, and don't see eye to eye, as evidence of lingering tension. Industry reactions. The entertainment community wasted no time weighing in. Fellow comedians, talk show hosts, and media figures offered mixed reactions. Jay Leno commented during a radio appearance, "Howie's passionate, that's who he is. If you've ever worked with him, you know he's got a big heart and a short fuse when he feels misunderstood." Kathy Griffin took a more critical stance, "Walking off live TV doesn't help anyone. If you want to make your point, stay in the chair and have the conversation." Meanwhile, Joe Rogan referenced the incident on his podcast, saying, "Comedy's under a microscope right now. Howie's frustration is understandable. You can't even joke without someone dissecting it for offense." The larger debate shifted from Mandel's behavior to the state of modern comedy itself. Was humor dying under pressure from political correctness, or simply evolving with the times? The fan perspective. Fans of both Mandel and Strahan took to forums to analyze every frame of the footage. One Reddit thread titled, "The Real Reason Howie Walked Off," attracted over 20,000 comments in a single day. Amateur lip readers tried to decipher the final seconds before Mandel removed his mic. Some claimed Strahan said, "You've got to adapt, man," while others believed Mandel muttered, "That's not comedy anymore." The ambiguity only deepened the mystery. Personal toll. Friends close to Mandel later told reporters that the comedian felt emotionally drained after the incident. "He didn't mean for it to blow up," one confidant shared. "Howie's a passionate guy. When he feels boxed in or misunderstood, he reacts quickly. But he's not angry at Michael." Strahan, on the other hand, reportedly told colleagues that he harbored no hard feelings. "It's TV," he said. "Things happen live. We move on." Still, insiders at ABC quietly admitted that the network temporarily shelved plans to re-invite Mandel for future appearances. Media analysts weigh in. Media analyst Dana Perez offered a nuanced take in Variety. The confrontation wasn't just about comedy or cancel culture. It was a cultural moment, a clash between two generations of entertainers. Mandel represents the old school, uncensored style, while Strahan reflects the newer media landscape, where empathy and inclusivity matter as much as humor. Perez added, "Neither of them was wrong, but live television magnified every emotion in real time." The broader conversation. Soon, late-night hosts and pundits began referencing the moment in monologues. Jimmy Fallon joked, "If Howie walks off my show, I'll chase him down Fifth Avenue with a microphone." The audience roared, but the underlying message was clear. The confrontation had become cultural shorthand for celebrity clashes on live TV. Podcasts and talk shows debated the implications. Was this another sign that America had lost its sense of humor, or proof that accountability in media was long overdue? Trevor Noah commented thoughtfully, "Comedy's supposed to push boundaries, but there's a fine line between being brave and being tone-deaf. Maybe that's what the Howie-Michael moment exposed, that the line isn't as clear as we think." Howie's reflection. A week later, Howie Mandel appeared on a podcast hosted by his longtime friend, where he finally addressed the controversy head-on. "I didn't walk off because I was angry at Michael," Mandel said. "I walked off because I knew I wasn't being heard. I've been doing this for decades, making people laugh, pushing buttons. But now it feels like you can't talk about comedy without someone twisting your words." He continued, "Michael's a good guy. I respect him, but I'm tired of comedians being painted like villains for speaking their minds." It wasn't personal. It was frustration, plain and simple. His honest, unguarded remarks won over many skeptics. The clip quickly went viral again, this time for a more positive reason. Resolution behind closed doors. Sources later confirmed that Mandel and Strahan spoke privately over the phone. The conversation was described as cordial and constructive. While details remained private, both reportedly expressed mutual respect and agreed to put the incident behind them. In the weeks that followed, ABC quietly reached out to Mandel's representatives about a possible return appearance, though nothing was officially confirmed. The lasting impact, the GMA incident, as it came to be called online, became a case study in how quickly small moments can explode in the modern media age. Experts cited it as a perfect example of real-time outrage culture, where perception spreads faster than facts. One column in The Hollywood Reporter concluded, "What happened between Howie Mandel and Michael Strahan wasn't a scandal. It was a snapshot, a reminder that even well-meaning conversations can spiral in an age where every pause, glare, and gesture is captured, clipped, and judged. For Mandel, the episode seemed to mark a turning point. In subsequent interviews, he appeared more reflective, occasionally poking fun at himself for the viral walk-off. "At least I left before I said something worse," he joked during a comedy club appearance, earning a standing ovation. Strahan, meanwhile, continued to maintain his signature composure on air, subtly proving why he remains one of morning television's most respected hosts. Epilogue. Months later, the dust had settled, but the discussion it sparked continued. Comedians, journalists, and fans alike agreed on one thing: the clash wasn't just entertainment gossip. It reflected a deeper cultural divide about what humor should look like in a changing world. In his final reflection on the matter, Mandel summed it up best. "Greater than, I love comedy because it's about truth. Sometimes the truth makes people uncomfortable, even me. But that's what makes it real." And with that, both men, though shaken by the firestorm, reminded audiences that honesty, even when heated, still has a place on live television. Would you like me to write part 4, around 2,000 words, focusing on how media outlets, celebrities, and fans continued reacting in the weeks that followed?